Here are the 15 major changes AI is heading toward by 2026. AI in 2026 will feel quietly everywhere. Here's what's funny about AI right now. The smarter it gets, the less it wants attention. By 2026, the biggest shift won't be some sci-fi reboot moment. It'll be how AI quietly disappears into the background. Today, AI still feels like something you open, prompt, and think about. That change as fast. Research from Stanford and McKinsey shows AI moving from visible tools to embedded systems, scheduling, traffic, routing, filtering spam, prioritizing work, all happening without you asking. The best AI won't feel impressive. It'll feel normal. And that's when you know it's everywhere. Ethics and regulation move from theory to infrastructure. As AI gets better, the rules get less optional. Over the past year, regulations stopped being a panel discussion and started becoming actual law. The EU AI Act is already setting standards around transparency, risk, and accountability. In the US, executive orders are pushing safety and reporting requirements. At the same time, companies like OpenAI and Google are rolling out watermarking and content provenance systems. This isn't about slowing AI down, it's about keeping trust intact. By 2026, safety features won't be a bonus, they'll be table stakes, especially anywhere money, health, or elections are involved. AI power is splitting into regional ecosystems. One global AI stack sounded nice. That's not happening. Instead, AI is breaking into regional ecosystems, shaped by politics, regulation, and infrastructure. The US dominates foundation models and cloud platforms. China builds tightly integrated systems. The EU prioritizes compliance by design. Meanwhile, the Middle East is investing billions into data centers to become compute hubs. Bloomberg and the International Energy Agency both point to data sovereignty as a strategic priority. Now, by 2026, AI won't just be powerful, it'll be local. Where it's built will matter almost as much as what it can do. Energy becomes the real limiting factor. Here's the less glamorous side of AI. It runs on electricity. A lot of it. Data centers already use about 4% of total US electricity, according to federal estimates. Projections from Lawrence Berkeley National Laboratory show that number climbing sharply. Training and running large models takes constant power and serious cooling. That's why companies are redesigning chips, experimenting with liquid cooling, and even looking at nuclear-backed facilities. In 2026, some of the biggest AI breakthroughs won't come from code. They'll come from power plants and cooling systems you never see. Synthetic media crosses a point of no return. AI-generated media is no longer impressive. It's routine. Images, voices, and video can already be generated at a level most people can't reliably tell apart from real content. By 2026, that becomes normal. Virtual influencer scale AI video shows up in ads and social feeds. Researchers from MIT and OpenAI have warned that detection tools will always lag behind generation quality. That's why provenance and verification systems are becoming critical. The question stops being, is this fake? And becomes, can this be verified? In a world full of content, trust becomes the scarce resource. AI operating systems replace individual apps. One quiet shift already underway is how people interact with software. Instead of opening 10 different apps, AI is becoming the layer that talks to them for you. Microsoft, Google, and OpenAI have described AI as an orchestration layer rather than a standalone product. You say what you want done, and the system figures out which tools to use. Emails, documents, calendars, databases, all coordinated behind the scenes. By 2026, the interface stops being buttons and menus and starts being intent. You don't click. Through workflows, so you describe outcomes. The apps are still there. You just stop seeing most of them. By the way, this shift toward AI, acting as an operating layer, is already showing up in creator tools too. One example is Overseer OS, an AI system designed to analyze YouTube channels and break down what's actually working. It looks at patterns across content titles and structure so creators can model proven formats instead of guessing. There's a free link in the description if you want to explore it. AI gains persistent memory and deep personalization. Right now, Most AI resets every conversation. That's changing fast. Research labs and companies are actively working on persistent memory systems that allow AI to remember preferences, context, and prior interactions over time. Not in a creepy sci-fi way, but in a practical one. How you write, what you care about, how detailed you like answers. This enables long-term personalization, especially in work and education. At the same time, it raises serious privacy concerns, which is why memory systems are being developed cautiously. By 2026, AI won't just respond well, it'll respond familiarly, and that changes how people relate to it. Antic AI starts running end. This is where things really shift. Instead of AI helping with individual tasks, agentic systems handle entire workflows, planning, execution, monitoring, and correction. This is already being tested in customer support, research, logistics, and finance. The key difference is autonomy within boundaries. Humans define goals and constraints. AI figures out the steps. According to research from Anthropic and DeepMind, this approach increases efficiency, but also requires strong oversight. By 2026, many knowledge workers won't be doing every step themselves. They'll be supervising systems that do. AI feels less like software and more like a teammate. As systems gain memory, autonomy, and context, the relationship changes. AI stops feeling like a tool you operate and starts feeling like something you work with, not emotionally, functionally. It tracks goals, flags, issues, and follows up without being asked. This is already visible in early enterprise deployments. The AI doesn't replace judgment. It supports it. Think. Less magic answer machine and more very fast, very patient colleague who never forgets context. By 2026, this framing becomes normal, especially in complex multi-step work. Jobs restructure instead of disappearing. This part gets misunderstood a lot. Most economists and labor researchers agree that AI changes tasks more than it eliminates roles outright. What disappears are repetitive execution steps. What grows is oversight, decision-making, coordination, and human judgment. We've already seen this pattern with automation and manufacturing and software. AI accelerates it, but it doesn't break it. By 2026, many job titles stay the same, but the day-to-day work looks very different. Less doing everything manually and more deciding what matters and what doesn't. Creative work becomes human and AI. By 2026, creative work doesn't disappear. It changes shape. AI already generates images, music, scripts, and video drafts at scale. What's shifting is how people use it. Instead of replacing creators, AI becomes a rapid iteration partner. Writers explore variations. Designers test concepts instantly. Filmmakers pre-visualize scenes before a camera ever turns on. Adobe, OpenAI, and academic research all point to the same pattern. Output increases, direction becomes the real skill. The human role moves upstream, less time executing and more time deciding what's worth making in the first place. Healthcare AI becomes a constant assistant. Healthcare is one of the clearest examples of AI helping without taking over. AI systems already assist with imaging analysis, anomaly detection, and patient monitoring. By 2026, these tools become more continuous. Wearables, track recovery, models, flag, early warning signs. Clinicians get support, not replacements. The World Health Organization and major medical journals consistently emphasize this role. AI augments decision-making and reduces workload. Doctors stay responsible. AI stays assistive. The real change is speed and scale. More patients can be monitored and earlier signals can be caught. Multimodal AI blends into how people communicate. AI doesn't just read text anymore. It sees, hears, and responds across formats. Multimodal systems already analyze images, video, audio, and language together. By 2026, this becomes the default live translation during conversations. Visual understanding through cameras, voice, interfaces that actually understand context. This matters because humans don't communicate in text boxers. We talk, we gesture, we show things. As the eye adapts to human communication instead of the other way around, interaction feels less technical. You don't explain everything, you're just a point and move on. geopolitics and AI become tightly linked. AI is no longer just a tech story. It's a geopolitical one. Governments treat AI infrastructure the way they treat energy or defense. Export controls, national strategies, and public funding all reflect this shift. Reports from the Financial Times and global policy groups show countries racing to secure chips, talent, and data access. By 2026, AI capability signals national influence. This doesn't mean constant conflict. It means AI development becomes strategic. Decisions about where models are trained and deployed carry political weight, whether anyone likes it or not. The real shift is autonomy, not intelligence. Here's what really ties all this together. AI in 2026 isn't defined by being smarter than humans. It's defined by doing more on its own. Systems can plan, execute, and adjust, all within boundaries set by people. That's the real shift. We're moving from tools you constantly manage to systems that actually carry things forward. That's why workflows change, jobs reshape, and interfaces start to disappear. Smarter models matter, sure, but autonomy is what actually changes daily life. Not because machines take over, but because they stop waiting for step-by-step instructions. And once that happens, the question isn't what AI can do anymore. It becomes how people choose to work alongside systems that don't need constant direction. That's really the story of AI in 2026. If you made it this far, let us know what you think in the comment section below. And if you're curious how AI is already being used as an operating layer for creators, there's a free link to Overseer OS in the description for more interesting topics. Make sure you watch the recommended video you see on the screen right now. Thanks for watching.